Well, it's Friday, the 10th of June, 2022. Welcome to Newsbeat here on Metro TV with me, Annie Fompofu. We're live from the Akiabahima studio at Northridge. We're also streaming live on Facebook as Metro TV Ghana, on Instagram and Twitter as Metro TV_GH. Follow us on DSTV channel 277 for the details. Now, let's take a look at headlines of the stories. Of Lands and Natural Resources rallies Ghanaians on an ambitious project to plant 20 million seedlings as part of the Green Ghana initiative. Government assures farmers plans are far advanced to pay 2-year arrears owed fertilizer suppliers in the country. And in business, we'll tell you why bread has recorded the highest inflation of 41.35% for May 2022. And in news from elsewhere, courts in the separatist-controlled breakaway region of the eastern Ukraine issues death sentences to 2 British citizens and 1 American national. As well. You're welcome back. The President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has urged Ghanaians to support government in its attempts to restore the nation's lost vegetation cover. Now, with an ambitious plan to plant 20 million trees as part of the Green Ghana initiative, the President has said this move is key to mitigate the impact of climate change.
Despite their importance to our existence, our forests are depleting at an alarming rate. Some 80 years ago, half of the Earth's surface was covered by forests. Today, with an estimated forest area of 4 billion hectares, forests cover less than 30% of the world's surface. In the last 3 decades alone, the world has lost 1,037,846,602 acres of forest, more than 10% of the current total forest area. More troubling is the current data, which shows that globally we're losing 150 acres of rainforest every single minute, 200,000 acres a day, and 79 million acres a year. And this is just rainforest. Here in Ghana, we've lost some 100,000 acres of natural forest in the last decade alone. Our timber industry, which generated jobs for thousands of people, is suffering. The Odum, Wawa, mahogany, sapele, and several other wood species of the timber industry are also depleting at an alarming rate. Apart from their economic value, forests are home to most of the Earth's terrestrial biodiversity and crucial to our fight against climate change. The climate crisis is said to be reaching a tipping point. We are advised by the experts and the teachings of the Paris Agreement of COP21 to keep global temperatures below 1.5 degrees Celsius in order to avoid the worst impacts of climate change. We are embarked on an aggressive afforestation and reforestation program aimed at restoring our lost forest cover and halting the current rate of deforestation. It is in this spirit that I call on each and every one of you, whether you are a Ghanaian or not, insofar as you are in Ghana, to join us today to plant at least 20 million trees.
Well, meanwhile, Lands and Natural Resources Minister Samuel Abdullahi Jinapor has reiterated government's commitment to preserving Ghana's forests, including the one at the center of some controversy, which is the Achimota forest.
A $7 million World Bank loan to support private investment in forest plantation. Some 85,000 hectares of forest will be planted under this scheme. In October last year, Mr. President launched the National Alternative Employment and Livelihood Program, which, among others, seeks to reclaim degraded mine lands and return them to viable agricultural lands. And under the Ghana Landscape Restoration and Small-Scale Mining Project, we are pursuing further reclamation efforts to add green cover and provide employment and income for local communities. Ladies and gentlemen, since 2018, we have planted 123.2 hectares of the Achimota forest, which is largely degraded, through the Youth in Afforestation program to ensure that we bring the forest to the status of its name. On the Green Ghana Day last year, the diplomatic community planted a number of trees there. And today, after witnessing Mr. President's planting, I'll be joining the British High Commission and other citizens of the United Kingdom to plant in the forest in commemoration of the Platinum Jubilee of the Ascension of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. We intend to transform the Achimota forest to the likes of Hyde Park in London and Central Park in New York, so that Ghanaians can have a true forest enclave in their capital city.
Stay there, stay there. Thank you.
Well, so today on Good Morning Ghana, Member of Parliament for North Tongue Constituency, Samuel Tablakwa, and Managing Director of the State Transport Corporation, STC, Nana Komia, have commended the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources for the Green Ghana initiative. The two who appeared on Metro TV's Good Morning Ghana today were hopeful that the initiative will push Ghanaians to cultivate the habit of planting trees and help restore Ghana's forest cover.
About our collective survival. It's about our collective humanity, and we must all approach it with all the seriousness. Except that it is important to take stock. This is not the first time we are mobilizing the country to plant trees. It's been going on for years, it's been going on for decades. And yet when you look at the reports, anytime afforestation is analyzed, you realize that for the last 50 years or so, we're losing our forest cover at a very devastating pace, more than 60% over the last 3-4 decades. And indeed, there are international organizations that have cautioned us.
Which talks about the relationship, the biological relationship between human beings and plants. So, you know, we breathe in oxygen, and then we breathe out carbon dioxide. So we depend on the oxygen in the atmosphere to survive as human beings. We breathe in oxygen, we breathe out carbon dioxide. So if there is less oxygen and there's more carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, we'll be poisoning ourselves. Now, trees or plants, they do the reverse. They take in carbon dioxide and they give out oxygen. So literally, they are purifying the air of carbon. So that is the interdependence. So literally, plants serve as the, if you like, the lungs. Human beings, the lungs, you know, take out, clean out the air, take out the air. They serve as the lungs of the world. That's why they say that when the last tree dies, the last man will die.
Now to some other stories. The Attorney General, who doubles as Minister of Justice, has hailed the level of work done on the Law House, expected to house about 5 agencies under the jurisdiction. Now, he was speaking after the partaking in the Green Ghana exercise this year.
Construction started in the early 2000s, or about 2002 or so. So, it's been about 20 years and all. And of course, it has been dogged by severe financial challenges. And when I came in, the reform that was about 35% complete or so. Now you can see that it's about 65 to 70% complete. And I'm very well informed that by the end of this year, the building will be completed. It's going to be the new office for the Minister of Justice and Office of Attorney General. And for me, it also marks a significant step in the history of justice delivery in the country. It shows the government commitment to ensuring that the institutions of good governance are oiled efficiently so that we can deliver on our mandate.
The building have 2 underground floor for the parking and technical staff, and 9 floors of the office, with ministry office on the 9th floor, and a roof. Roof is also technical space for mechanical, plumbing, and electrical stuff.
Head of Corporate Communications at the Omni Basic Bank, Christian Achu Jr., says as a corporate firm, they have a social responsibility to contribute to the development of societies and they operate in. So he spoke at the tree planting exercise at the Ramsar site in Accra.
It has been said, the day the last tree dies, the last man will die. On this premise, Green Ghana Day has been set aside to propel citizens and corporate firms to plant more trees to save the ecosystem and reduce climate change disasters in the country. This year, Omni Basic Bank, a corporate firm, has joined in the exercise to develop the societies it operates in. Speaking at the planting exercise, the head of corporate communications, Christian Atisu Jr., called the exercise a social responsibility.
For us as a bank, corporate social responsibility is key to us, and especially when it comes to the environment and the communities we operate in. We don't take it lightly at all. We are not stopping anytime soon. We are also thinking about partnering with the Ramsar site to ensure that moving forward, whatever they will do, we would be involved. Like I said earlier, this initiative is very important to the bank, and we are encouraging all staff to be involved. That's how come I said that we have given each staff a seedling to plant across the region.
Thomas Akwa, site manager for Ramsar site, Sakumono, spoke on the choice of Ramsar sites for the exercise.
Ramsar sites are actually areas where these waters come to settle and then release them in bits into the sea. But most often, we find people building in waterways. If we would only stop building in waterways, we wouldn't have issues with floods. We are adding another dimension to the activities within the Ramsar site. What we have started here, we are looking at it in terms of dreaming big, so that when these trees grow well, we would want to use the place as an entertainment center where people would come and then do a lot more activities. And so the Ramsar site will be heard more and more.
The Forestry Commission entreats consistency in the planting exercise to guarantee results.
Now, in other news, Deputy Minister for Agriculture in charge of crops, Yao Frimpong Ato, has assured fertilizer suppliers that government will soon pay them. The minister conceded that although the suppliers have not been paid for the past 2 years, his outfit has received assurances from the Finance Ministry that soon funds will be released to them. He spoke with my colleague Eugenia Akofakumi.
The COVID thing, and then the second one was the Ukraine-Russia. Whether we like it or not, whether anybody believes it or not, the truth is that Russia supplied about 40% of our fertilizer needs in this country. So if no fertilizer is coming from there, you should know what's going to happen to us. And moreover, and that is the truth, the ministry owes some of our fertilizer suppliers, and we've been doing business with them since 2017. They supply us upfront and we pay them later.
So far, how much is owed?
No, I cannot put my finger on the total cost, but I know that in 2 years, 2020, 2021, we've not paid any of them.
Why has government not paid fertilizer suppliers? For which reason they are not able to give to the farmers?
Yeah, exactly. It's a very difficult question to answer. Looking at the nature of the global economy, the kind of situations every country is going through. Ghana is not an island. We were also affected seriously. The growth rate that we targeted for 2020, 2021, a lot of countries grew negatively. Ghana, fortunately, grew at 0.4%. At least it was positive. But it affected our revenues. We are just appealing to our suppliers. We've been dialoguing with them at the ministry that it's okay if government owes you, no matter what, government will pay.
But it appears the dialogue is not working because they are
working.
not...
The quantities that we need, we are not getting the same quantities. But you see, nature has been so good to us. We just need some small quantities, and when we get good rains, we are going to have good harvest.
Honorable, food prices are up. The prices of tomatoes very costly.
Yes.
Everything is basically
Yes.
up.
Yes.
Inflation is now 27%.
Yes.
Ghanaians are crying.
We know. You see, the situation, as I've been saying, is that this year has been extraordinary. But every year during the planting season, food prices go high. This year, the drought that happened last year, it's not happening this year. It's raining well. So we sympathize with everybody in this country. I go to the market myself, and I know that all the prices are high. But it is just up to, let's give ourselves August, September, and let's talk again. And you see if we will be singing the same song.
Now, Acting Director of Internal Communications of the Environmental Protection Agency, Helen Isiama, has urged the public to refrain from the indiscriminate dumping of plastic waste into the gutters. She was speaking during the launch of a religious leader and stakeholders advocacy on plastic waste management by the Light Foundation in partnership with UNDP.
Infrastructure has failed to keep up with Ghana's economic growth, leaving its capital, Accra, drowning in plastic trash. Streets and waterways in Accra and other urban areas in Ghana are regularly inundated with single-use plastics, including shopping bags, pure water plastic bags, plastic takeaway food boxes, and water bottles. Due to dysfunctioning municipal waste management services, residents in urban areas in Ghana regularly burn plastic waste in the open, releasing highly toxic substances into the environment. The launch of the religious leaders and stakeholders advocacy on plastic waste management by the Light Foundation in partnership with UNDP's SGP project is to achieve zero plastic waste management in Accra through partnership with religious leaders. Chief Executive Officer of the Light Foundation, Sheikh Ali Abubakar Napari, expressed hope that the project will help change attitudes.
We on this particular project, you know that we've been working with the religious leaders, as we all know the connection they have, and religious leaders can be classified as a grassroots people. They are always in contact with people at the grassroots level. So whenever you have a message to send across, not everyone has television or listen to radio. So a program like this are meant to address the grassroots people so that together we can be the agents of change to effect that change that we are yearning for.
National Coordinator of UNDP Global Environment Facility Small Grant Program, George Austin, urged the religious leaders to help in the campaign.
The basic element in the fight against plastic waste is our behavioral change. If we don't change as a people, the way we use plastic, no matter how hard the private sector or the collectors would do, the problem will be overwhelming.
Acting Director of Internal Communication of Environmental Protection Agency, Helen Esiama, called for more collaboration with the MMDAs to manage waste in Ghana.
This is a good time for us to engage with ourselves and also dialogue as to some of the things that we can change ourselves. Because some of the things that we do, if we don't change, it will go a long way to come and harm us back. Because we realize that these plastic, people will be just throwing the plastic everywhere. I don't know whether you've noticed. And some of the things that comes with it is that we see the recent floods.
This is Newsbeat. You're watching us live from the Akiaboahema studio at North Ridge. We'll take a first breather. We'll be back. You're welcome back to Newsbeat. Now let's do some more stories. One person is feared dead, while two others, including a 15-year-old boy, are receiving treatment at the hospital after a gun battle at KROKROBITE in the Ghana South Municipality. Our correspondent, Akwesiato, has been following up on the incident and has come through with a report.
News sources say the two factions were involved in a gun battle over who has the right to perform the rituals to lift the ban on drumming and noise-making on the 8th of June 2022. It is unclear who the shooters are, but calm has been restored to the area after the KROKROBITE police deployed personnel to the scene and the area where the incident occurred. Some of the eyewitnesses spoke to Metro News.
Yenim baby offrey media me to me nkase offrey ha ana offrey ha osu iti me ko bom akwala no iti no mu tabo ama fit boy baako the friend is Samuel iti boy ne be fa ma echi iti boy ne edi to ni ba na wa geji no nyame e na age me aka mewu because to na da me so ti plastic chair na me fa ayese no asa me di e bom akwala ne katashina na to no be bo me sere and a bomb me ha hwe me kokoso nyina say ya bo even ye ordinary person who ye be tutuo say ye party ye be tutuo almost KROKROBITE police station omo to achiaka and almost ke bi omo di ko omo di ma obia no omo fa sika ne keke ma omo di sika ne nante.
Physician assistant at the KROKROBITE Health Center, where the two other individuals who sustained gunshot wounds are being treated, also spoke to Metro News, indicating the extent of injuries sustained by the victims.
The two victims are bad, but Omuna are alive. Injuries near one 38-year-old woman and then one 15-year-old boy. The 15-year-old boy, there's a punctured wound on the mid arm of the right hand, sorry. And then the lady, she has punctured wound on both thighs, indicating the entry point of the bullets, but there's no exit wound.
Very disturbing development from KROKROBITE there. We've been joined via Zoom by Metro TV's regional correspondent, Akwesiato, to tell us more on this development. Akwesi, you're welcome. Good afternoon to you. Where are you as I speak with you?
Okay, good afternoon. I'm at KROKROBITE in the Ghana South Municipality of the Greater Accra region.
So can you confirm to us the number of deaths and injured?
Okay, so as of now, the number of deaths still remain one, but we've been updated that the number of injured persons are now 15, and then it is some sort of, let me say, a various degree of injuries that have been sustained. But what we gathered so far is that prior to or hither to this happening, some feuding clashes within the KROKROBITE community were not settled on who possesses the rightful power to have ban on noise making being lifted. So the matter has been even sent to the commander in charge of the police in the area, who directed that due to the misunderstanding, he restrained both parties from carrying out any sort of activity in the community. But one side decided to hold the activities yesterday, that was Thursday, which caused the anger of the other party, who also decided to visit the site where they were having the event and then tried restraining them. So it was during that attempt that led to the shootout, which led to the death of one Afro-Pachaklote and then the injury of about 15 persons. We have gathered also that as of now, the police has been able to arrest about 2 persons who are assisting in investigations.
Oh, okay. Is this a regular or usual practice of the people of KROKROBITE? In fact, with the use of guns?
With the use of guns, yes, there's been regular use of guns within the KROKROBITE enclave. That is an area where you have so many land guards residing. And so with any little misunderstanding, you get people pulling their guns and then they start firing.
I see. Akwesi, thank you for your time on this update. We will get back to you for more development. So the update is that police have been able to arrest about 2 people, and it's something that it's regular because that is a bane of Langas. That is the area of KROKROBITE. We'll give you some more updates in subsequent bulletins. Now, let's get to our colleague Derek Adote. An LGBT plus billboard which was mounted on the Accra-Tema motorway stretch sparked anger among some Ghanaians on Thursday. Although the billboard has been pulled down, sponsors of the billboard are yet to be identified. Some Ghanaians share their views on the activities of the LGBT community in Ghana. Derek Adote spoke with them.
They have to stop them not to put any billboard again on Ghana Street or any corner in Ghana. If I will marry a man like me, how can we get a baby? So they want the world to finish. Ghanaian culture don't like it. The Christians don't like it. Muslims don't like it. Even the mighty, the almighty God who created us. What about the Sodom and Gomorrah? Have you forget about Sodom and Gomorrah? Do you want it to happen in Ghana again? What is their right? My right to take a gun and go and shoot everyone that I like. It's my right. I feel like killing, so I take gun and go and kill.
I think they should stand against it because Ghana is a Christianic country and we believe in Christianity. We as a Ghanaian, from our offset training, we've believed that it's satanic, okay? So it shouldn't be allowed in Ghana.
I pray all the MPs should help us. We don't need them. We don't need them. We don't need LGBT or gay. We don't need them. We don't need them at all.
So God in his own wisdom has created the male and the female. They are pair. And that is an excellent combination. So if you want to traverse and move to a different arena, I think we are headed for a doom.
Now, a billboard promoting the activities of the LGBT plus community along the Tema motorway stretch was pulled down yesterday, following yesterday's public outcry by a section of the public. It's yet unknown which group was responsible for the erection of the billboard, but some have hinted it was done by the LGBT plus community. And we've been joined via Zoom by the Director of Communications at the LGBT plus Rights, Abdul Wadud Mohammed, for more on this. Abdul, thank you for joining us. You're welcome to Newsbeat. Good afternoon to you. Hello, Abdul.
Good afternoon to you and your and the people watching as well. Hello,
Right.
can you hear
Yes,
me?
yes, Abdul, can you hear me?
My network is not the best at the moment.
Yeah,
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, we'll try and manage it. Do you know about who was responsible for the hoisting of the billboard and also the pull down of it, of same?
Well, we mentioned it numerously in our previous interviews. We are the ones who put up the billboards. We at LGBT+.
You are confirming that you put up the billboard. Hello, Abdul. Okay, we're having some challenges with Abdul's communication, but he is the Director of Communication for the LGBTQ plus community in Ghana. Let's try again if we can have him. Abdul, can you hear me? Okay. We seem to have lost Abdul, but we were trying to do some confirmation. But at least we know that they are responsible for putting up the billboard of promoting LGBT plus or its education billboard that actually raged some people yesterday. Now, news production. Okay, we have Abdul. Abdul, can you hear me now? Hello?
Hello? Yeah,
Yes.
the network is still not stable, but then I think I can manage.
Okay. Just a quick one. What were the processes you went through in putting up the billboard?
We actually contracted a media company to do that on our behalf. So that is their job. They're mandated to we checked it. They are a registered company. We paid our taxes, and they put it up.
Right, we're trying to, still struggling with Abdul Wadid Mohammed, who is the communications director for the LGBT community. But I think we'll try and speak with him in subsequent, news presentations. But news production and dissemination has seen drastic change in the last decade. And with the evolution comes the challenge of verifying information sourced from social media into the traditional media. So Metro News' Junior Kofakumi has visited notable news organizations in Paris, France, and reports how these agencies prioritize fact-checking to guard against misinformation.
Vibrant press with over 400 radio stations and a variety of public and private television stations operates in France. In the 2022 Press Freedom Rankings by Reporters Without Borders, the country placed 26th after the United Kingdom and Trinidad and Tobago. The advent of new technologies and new media has changed news production and consumption, with social media complementing traditional media in most cases, while in others rivaling and threatening their very existence. As such, many news outlets are changing too. Agence France Presse, a leading global news agency headquartered in Paris, has placed fact-checking at the core of its work in the last decade. This led to a collaboration with Meta, formerly Facebook, to flag false news online.
We also can't accept any kind of he said, she said statement. So the government saying something, the rebels denying something, that isn't fact-checking for us. You have to be able to prove exactly why you're saying what you're saying, why something is wrong.
The agency says it quickly discards all biases once the potential impact of a story on the population is captured by its lenses.
So yeah, we're always going to check sort of what the impact is. Also, I don't like the word viral because viral really doesn't mean much. It depends on where you are. Something that's viral in Nigeria, you get hundreds of thousands of shares. Well, in Ethiopia, you might find that something 200 shares already has had major impact on the ground. So you have to really look at everything individually.
France Média Monde comprises news channels France 24, Radio France International, and an Arabic radio station, Monte Carlo Doualiya. The outlets attract an average of 251 million audiences weekly. At France 24, the Observer's platform has been created where a team of professionals analyze, verify and contextualize photos and videos circulating online.
We want to work together against fake news because no individual organization has the resources to fight the flood of fake news.
And this is how it works.
All videos that are used to vehiculate like racist ideas or something like that. And you can see here that we see that the video has been shared by many different Twitter accounts, Twitter here, but also here.
And the date, so you check the date.
You check the date, and sometimes you have news articles. So, and you can see that this article has been shared in 2018.
Yeah,
so
with the
4
same
years.
image.
Yes, and that's the same image.
At private production company and news agency Premier Link, experts in documentaries and investigative journalism, they produce about 25 documentaries annually. The agency partners production giant Netflix or is commissioned by public or private television stations to undertake investigations, particularly on financial crimes and environmental issues. Despite the risk involved, Luke Herman, co-founder of the company, says they never feel pressured to back out on an investigation.
So far, we've never, to answer your very interesting question, as have we back out and stopped an investigation because there was too much at stake with politicians or the presidency or a minister or a deputy or a member of the Senate, that we would have stopped an investigation. No, never. We've never stopped. But we're very happy to live in in a decent democracy.
He stressed the need to have independent newsrooms.
If you want to do news, if you are a big owner, politician, or a business corporation owner, if you want to use a media that does news in order to have viewers, people who will buy your newspaper, people who will watch your TV station, you owe to them that you have a totally independent news.
For these multimedia organizations, upholding the French national motto of liberty, equality and fraternity is crucial in their line of work. Nothing beats that. Eugenia Akofakumi, Metro News, Paris.
Right, equality and fraternity. Maybe we must have that in Ghana as well. You're also watching Newsbeat, and to our first business story, Winston Turkey standing by to give us more. Winston, you're welcome.
Thank you, Annie. We'll bring you some update on latest food inflation and also the price of commodities across the world right after this. And now to our first business story. When was the last time you bought a loaf of bread? Did you observe any change in price or size? This is because bread prices recorded the highest inflation of 41.35% for May 2022. There is more in the following report.
The red-hot oven of Bethel Brothers Bakery, located in Ghana's capital, Accra, has turned many loaves into an exciting brown, with men gathering busily and shaping dough into hundreds of rolls. The bakery, founded nearly 25 years ago, has sold many loaves of bread, but spiraling inflation could soon shut its doors.
Really, the whole thing started from last year, June coming. Every month they will increase flour, not just flour, sugar, margarine, all things that we need to produce bread have been increased, some on monthly or weekly basis, and it's really affecting the bakery industry. Whenever you are trying to stand, then an increment will come, then you need to go back again.
The item that recorded the highest rate of inflation for the month of May 2022 was bread, with an inflation rate of 41.3%, followed by bars and trotro fares, which has the highest rate of 5.8%.
Bread prices have not changed, a situation that has put the bakery at a disadvantage. Producers do one thing to stay in business: reduce the size of the loaves of illegally high prices to stay afloat. The Sean's delivery service has been hit too by the harsh economic conditions. He can no longer afford fuel.
If you are doing genuine business, something you are doing, you are working, at least there should be something that should keep you in business, should keep you working, should keep you going. If they talk of inflation, and then your business is cropping, I'm a Ghanaian. I'm a born and bred Ghanaian. I've never traveled anywhere before. This is my country. And if I cannot make it in my own country, then where am I going to make it? Where?
Now, away from that, the Deputy Energy Minister, Mohammed Amin Adam, says both the developed and developing countries need to collaborate to pursue the global clean energy agenda.
Developed countries that face significant social and economic challenges have low access and security, unaffordable and unreliable supply of power, but also high economic reliance on fossil fuel resources. Therefore, we must balance our commitment to decarbonize while at the same time delivering infrastructure development for social growth. The impacts of both climate change and energy transition will continue to be unequal between regions and countries. It is therefore imperative that the developed world and the developing world must come together to deliver a just transition for Africa, which accounts for the peculiar circumstances of oil-producing countries in our region. Tightening global credit for natural gas could reduce the overall pool of capital available to scale projects regionally, which underscores the need for other African-focused development banks, local capital markets, including pension funds, to offer alternative sources.
Let's now bring you the latest update from the Forex and commodities market. That'll be all for business here on Newsbeat. My name is Winston Taki. Phil John Court will bring you the latest update from the Black Stars camp right after this break. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. It's time for sports. My name is Phil John Quarte. Let's focus on the Black Stars first, who started badly in the Four Nation tournament in Japan. They were beaten by 4-1 by the host nation, Japan. The Four Nation tournament involved Ghana, Japan, Chile, and the men from Tunis. We're talking about Tunisia. Now, let's focus on the Ghana Premier League match day 33. Football rivalry will be rekindled in the nation's capital on Sunday at the Accra Sports Stadium when Hasselhoff and Great Olympics engage each other in the week 33 of the Ghana Premier League. Awon Noka, who is in charge of Olympics, said that they'll be ready for the tie.
Oh, for my fans, they know only playing Accra Hasselhoff is always a tough and a big game in Ghana, which you all know. All I tell my only supporters are they have to still have confidence in the players that they have and have confidence and win the technical team that on coming Sunday we will make them laugh.
They already know what to expect. We are coming all out for the 3 points and that will push out to the
Coach Anno Walker is the head coach of Accra Great Olympics, preparing for the Phobians on Sunday at the Accra Sports Stadium. Talking about the Ghana Premier, let's bring you fixtures on your screens now. Adoma Aduana Stars will take on Bibiani Gold Stars. Ash Gold will be at the Langley Sports Stadium against Bichim United. The Great Olympics, like I told you, they'll play against Hasselhoff. Midiama will be at Takwa against Accra Lions. Then Asoga Kope Wafa will encounter 11 Wonders. Kotoko will be crowned champions of the Ghana Premier League on Sunday at the Barbara Sports Stadium. But before that, they will play against Elmina Sharks. But just before we hand over for Desi for entertainment news, let's focus on EPL and Egyptian international Mo Salah has won the English Player of the Season.
Well, it's great always to win a trophy, individual or collective. And this one is big, so very happy and very proud of that.
Second one. Now, look, I know you've got used to lifting trophies recently, but when it came out of the case earlier,
You're like a kid, just excited.
Yeah.
This one is a good one to win.
This one is a really good one to win, to be fair, especially because it's voted by players. So when I think about it, like, of course I wanted the Premier League first before anything, Champions League as well. But it's individual, a little bit shows you that you really worked really hard and you get what you work for, kind of. Just individual, collectively, for sure, the team comes first. But like, you won the journalist one, you win the players one as well. So it's like, shows you that seasons was really good.
Now look, you've got one of these already. Where does it live at home?
I have my room there. I have a trophies cabin there. And I made sure, to be fair, that I have another space for one more.
Oh, you've already got the space at home? Is that motivation?
I always keep a space for something. Like a golden boot was the same. I kept 2 spaces for the golden boot.
Well, so you got one
there. But probably I'll keep another space there, but it's like, I'm always like, keep a space and just try to imagine that the trophy is gonna come there, and that's like...
The gentleman from Cairo, Egypt, winning the Player of the Year in England once again for Liverpool and himself. That's your sports desk. He's standing by for the latest in showbiz. He has something from Spain.
Definitely. We'll get into the details after this. My name is Desmond Okrekudan. So now the Spanish embassy in Ghana yesterday held the first Spain-Ghana musical concert at the National Theatre, and patrons were treated to some classical music and Ghanaian music at the venue. The event, dubbed Night of Dreams, saw several Ghanaians and foreigners, especially Spaniards, in attendance, including the Minister of Tourism, Art and Culture for Ghana, Ibrahim Mohamed Awal, and the Spanish ambassador to Ghana, Javier Gutierrez. There were performances from multiple award-winning Spanish pianist Enrique Bagaria, the Ghana Symphony Orchestra, Great Africa Dance Ensemble, and the Friends of Music African Choir. Speaking to Metro News, Enrique Bagaria expressed his excitement about playing alongside Ghanaian performers.
It was not easy at the beginning because the rhythm is, we are not used as European people. We are used to another kind of patterns, rhythms, you know? But it's interesting for me, but immediately, you know, to work with them is very easy and we understand ourselves very, very nice.
Spanish ambassador to Ghana, Javier Gutierrez, was excited about the outcome of the event.
I think this strengthens relations because it raises awareness on what country can offer. In this case, in the musical and artistic field, Ghanaians have seen some Spanish pieces, European music, and also the audience here. There were many foreigners, many Spaniards. They have also seen different forms of the musical expression and dance from Ghana. So I think we all have learned and we have seen that there are things in common between both cultures and things which are unique. But the dialogue is always possible.
Ghana's Minister for Tourism, Arts and Culture, Mohamed Awal, said such events are avenues to promote Ghana's culture.
For us, culture is very important. It's a means by which we express our identity every time our so Ghana, Spain, this is bringing Ghana and Spain together, not only in the field of trade and investment, also culture. Through this, we're selling Ghana outside. There are a lot of foreigners here. They will take the Ghanaian image, Ghanaian culture abroad, and that will help drive traffic to Ghana, improve our cultural, our tourism drive. So for us, it's very good. Want to urge everybody to see that Ghana has diverse and rich culture, which can sell and make tourism great and create jobs for our people.
And that's all for entertainment. My name is Desmond Okreku-Danso, and Annie has been dancing to the songs and she will be bringing you international news.
I thought you were going to give us a line of that song.
I'll leave that to you.
Desmond, thank you for the international news. Let's go for the international news now. On the international front, a court in the separatist-controlled breakaway region of the eastern Ukraine has issued death sentences to 2 British citizens and 1 Moroccan national who were captured while fighting for the Ukrainian army against Russian forces, according to media reports. Now, Thursday verdict by the Supreme Court of self-proclaimed Donetsk People's Republican, a region that is controlled by Russia-backed rebels and not internationally recognized as independent, marks the first conviction of the foreign fighter since Russia invaded Ukraine on February 24. Now, the 3 men are now set to face a firing squad, according to the Russian state news agency RIA Novosti. Now, the lawyers say they will appeal the decision. And that's what we have for you this afternoon. News came to you live from the Ikea Bohema studio at North Ridge. We're back at 2 with Good Afternoon Ghana at 4 with News Flash and at 7 with News Nice. Thanks for watching.